And welcome back to White Claw Wednesdays, episode 91. Coming off a good week, if I do say so myself.
Oh, yeah.
How's your week, man?
Mine was good. I watched that new poppin' show called Squid Games.
Squid Game. Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
watching it, and I was like,
Oh, wait, it
please
is
tell
called
me
Squid. It is singular. It is just game, now that I'm looking
It
at
is. And
it
I
is,
always
yeah.
thought that was kind of interesting, actually.
we got to crack these claws, speaking of
Yeah,
good
we
week.
do.
Ooh. All right, cheers. Oh, you got a surge there?
Cheers up. Well, I have that pack. Yeah.
Okay, I just like to see it, It's just seeing the blue can is cool.
Yeah, I will say, though, I don't think I'm going to buy these again.
Yeah, why not?
They're just too powerful, man. You know?
Mhm.
Like, it's
Are you still
beyond
buzzing
the
after
point of
one?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Especially, like, I'm going to be buzzing after this one because I'm on an empty stomach. And I don't know. It's just, it tampers with the enjoyment,
Yeah,
Like,
because it's too much
It's
alcohol.
not an enjoyable drink when you're so used to the great taste of regular 5%,
Yeah. Now that reminds me of the fact that on our tower here behind me, we have 3.7% alcohol, I think it is, for the 70-calorie can.
Yeah,
Let me check.
the pineapples.
Yeah, so 70-calorie pineapple cans, 3.7 alcohol percentage. I've also seen clementine as a flavor on those too in
Clementine.
stores.
They actually have one that's non-flavored as well.
Oh, okay.
Which
Damn.
I don't know why anyone would buy it, but
Okay, interesting.
it's probably
Um,
super cheap for them to make. That's why.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, you've had that one before, right? The 70-cal pineapple?
I have, yeah. I think you've tried it too, no?
No, I didn't try it, but I'm wondering, is
Oh.
it since you lose some of the flavor with more alcohol, some of the enjoyment, you don't gain any
Mhm.
enjoyment with less alcohol, do you?
Well, I don't know. It tastes better, I think. 70-calorie ones. I think so.
You think they do?
Maybe that was too much. No, they taste just as good. I'll say
Okay.
that. But there's less bite to it,
Okay.
Like you don't feel like you're drinking a lot of alcohol. But these
Yeah.
hit. Like
Yeah. And the fact that you're drinking a regular size can, we had the tall ones.
yeah. Oh yeah, that was a brutal.
Yeah. Those
That
ones
was
were
brutal.
serious.
But that's
Speaking about
perfect for like if you're trying to get a buzz on. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking about serious, this show was very serious in terms of its stakes and its story.
About the highest stakes you can get, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
dude. Did you
so-
did you watch all 9 episodes, all season 1?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I
good,
purged
good.
them in one day.
Oh man.
Classic.
Damn,
Ryan.
you went way faster than I did. I took like a week. Yeah, I took a
Alright,
week
so
actually.
First of all,
Yeah.
let's just spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the show,
Yeah, we're gonna spoil the whole thing right now. We're just gonna do probably mostly a Squid Game episode. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff to talk about.
there really is. So
I've
spoiler
character
alert.
names pulled up here just for reference because
Thanks.
Um,
I will probably
there's a lot
describe
of
them
different names.
by their hair or their age. So
Yes, and I have the character name here to help us out and guide us along and get the viewers on the right page if they are better
Great.
at listening to the character names, because
Great.
it's you when you're listening to another show. I think in a way, I think remembering names is an audio thing, because you think about
Yes.
when you meet people, you always are like, oh, I'm blank, nice to meet you, whatever.
Mhm.
But when you're watching a South Korean show, and you're watching it in the South Korean audio with the English
Mhm.
subtitles,
Mhm.
you are reading, processing through the reading, and you're processing through the images more than the sound of the dialogue in a way.
Mhm.
So you're not really retaining the names of the characters, or at least I'm not. But I mean, maybe there's some people out there that are good at picking out the name in the spoken word during the line of dialogue.
Yeah, I wasn't doing well with the names either.
Yeah.
I did get a couple of them down by the
Uh-huh.
end of the show, but I've completely forgot them at this point. But I watched it with my parents and Amanda, and so I watched the first 6 or 7 episodes actually English dubbed. And then
Oh, okay.
they wanted to go to bed, so me and Amanda kept staying up, and I was like, I want to watch it just with subtitles. And so we switched over to the English subtitle version. And just to comment on that, if you're going to watch the show and you're sticking along right now and you're like, whatever, just spoil it for me, I definitely recommend watching it with the subtitles on. I don't want to say that the voice acting was bad, but there one character, and please let me know what the name is, but the character that she's super out there, screamy.
Oh, she's the one who
that had the only one that had sex throughout the entire show.
Yeah, the one who gets laid along with the guy with the neck tattoo. Yeah, that's Meow. Meow.
Okay, so Meow. I really didn't like that voice actor. I don't know what it was. To me, it was just a little too annoying. And then when I watched the actual Korean language,
the audio,
version, right, the original audio, I thought her character was much more enjoyable. I couldn't stand her character before that.
Okay. I'm glad you say that, because often that happens. Same thing with Attack on Titan. The main character Aaron, what language is it? That's a Japanese animation show.
Oh, okay.
So they're speaking Japanese, and the English dub version, the main character is kind of whiny and annoying, and it almost kind of forces you to not have, he's not my favorite character. Like I watched the 4 seasons of that show, and like the first 3 seasons English dub was available, and I just kind of fell into it, and I watched it English dub first 3 seasons, and the 4th season wasn't dubbed, so I watched the normal version, and then suddenly in the 4th season, the main character Aaron is like, wow, this guy's like he's just cooler, he just seems like a lot compared to the first 3 seasons with this English voice that was just super whiny and wasn't working for me.
Yeah, and the audio has a huge impact on how you sort of visualize.
Exactly. I really think it's super necessary to watch a movie with the English subtitles and the original audio, because you just can't. Half of a performance is the voice,
Right.
So it's weird to see a different performance. Like, it's weird to see 2 different performances getting meshed together. That's basically what it is in a way.
And you're almost it's almost like you're interpreting the performance of the actual actor with the voice actor, right?
Yep.
So like I was looking at her and I was like, wow, I really want you to. I mean, this is gonna sound terrible, but I want her to get killed off. I really did.
Yeah.
Because I could not stand the character.
I get you.
But it's like, it's not her, it's like the voice actor in a sense, And I actually just watched Guilty on Netflix. It's a Netflix film with...
Oh, dude, I've been meaning to watch that. It's the new Anton Fuqua directed movie with Jake Gyllenhaal starring.
Yeah, and he produced it as well, Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he produced it.
Okay, nice.
Anyways, the whole movie, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the whole movie is Jake Gyllenhaal. He's never off frame, which is like super cool.
Oh, Ryan, I'm watching that tonight, dude. I'm watching that tonight, dude. You just sold me on the movie.
Yeah, it's unique, and
I love me some Jake Gyllenhaal, man.
And so there's like maybe 4 or 5 actual people that are also in frame with Jake Gyllenhaal at one point. So it's like there's only actually 5 actors there on set. All the other actors are voice actors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
I'm now seeing. Apparently,
he's a 911 operator, basically. Yeah. So that's the I guess premise.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. No,
It's super cool.
I'm definitely.
And it just makes me appreciate voice acting. Like, I don't know why, but I guess it's kind of funny that I watched Squid Games English dubbed, and then also this movie, which just happened to be pretty much all voice acting. So it's really cool. I don't know. Would you ever get into it or no?
Oh yeah, I would definitely do voice acting for sure. Voice acting's a lot of fun. I did a voice thing for a friend of mine director friend where I just simply read I read an Edgar Allan Poe poem, and he had this animation he wanted to do, this art animation on the computer he wanted to do, that he wanted to, have my reciting of the poem be put over the top of the video. It's a lot of fun. And there was even a role that like a movie I shot in San Francisco when I was living there. I was supposed to do ADR, which is audio work that, I mean, if you see, there's a famous video of Hugh Jackman recording ADR for Logan, where he's like running through the woods and he's on the steroids, he's all juiced up. It's like right before the final action scene. And you see him, recording the grunts and snarls and yells that Wolverine does that you see him do in the movie. So I was going to do ADR for this character because I had telephone call scenes where I wasn't in the shot, but I was on the phone, similar to The Guilty as you're talking about. And I was really looking forward to, like, because I was going to go into like the sound studio and like see the movie on the playback. And usually they have this like kind of like this cool line. Sometimes I've seen this line that moves across the screen that's kind of like timing that tells the reader, like shows them like when to hit their line and hit their mark and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I was really excited to like just get that experience. But unfortunately, COVID happening completely canned that, and they just had to use the audio they got of me on set.
Classic, man.
So that was kind of a bummer.
Hear that?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many stories. There's so many stories out there that end with instead of it happening, it's like COVID. Oh shit. Yeah, but
anyways,
no, ADR's cool.
Let's get into Squid Game, man.
Yeah, let's get into Squid Games because did you see the fact that there was going to be one winner?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you said thank you because I saw, yes, I saw that coming too.
Hell yeah.
Sam was like, oh, I hope. Her name was. Wait, what was her name? I have it.
North Korean girl.
Sabiak. Yeah, Sabiak.
North Korean.
The
girl,
North
right?
Korean girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam was like, oh, I think she has a chance to make it, and I was just. I don't know. I was funny to me, like the things that Sam was saying. I was like, Sam, how did you not see this coming? Like it wasn't like, that.
It's a show.
It's a show. I mean, like there's gonna be one. And also, I told him, it's like if you're either first or you're last. If you ain't first, you're last. And it's like there's gonna be one winner in a game where people are killing each other.
Right. So so if anyone hasn't watched the show, basically there's a bunch of these people that owe a ton of money. And this, like, I guess it's kind of vague what it is, but it's like this weird society that hosts these games, and you get invited to these games.
It's like uber rich. All these people,
uber rich, sort of like a secret society type vibe, and you basically sign your life away. Is essentially what you do, and you go to these games with like the promise of winning a lot of money, and then you get there, and it's a bunch of child games, and if you don't win the game, you die. And it's weeding people out, and everybody's worth like a certain amount of money, and so each round more money is put in the pot,
and the pot
basically
is,
it's
the
like
pot
Hunger
of money
Games
is
if
visible.
There was a huge reward.
Yeah, the money is visible to every player that's residing in this one big sort of bunk bed area. And you know what I kind of when they brought in, this is definitely near the about the, I don't know, I would call it, if you were to break the show down, 9 episodes, 3, basically the 3-act structure of a movie in a way. Pretty much in the third act when the masked people come in, when you actually see the people who are, spending money on this or enjoying this entertainment. Like you're seeing, like all those rich
VIPs.
Yeah, the VIPs, exactly. That's what they were called. I kind of got a Jeffrey Epstein vibe,
Me too.
How he had
absolutely.
He had that giant mansion island thingy where he like owned an island with a mansion on it, and that was, where he was, doing his evil, sex trafficking with a bunch of other just filthy rich billionaires and politicians and so on and so forth. That's kind of the vibe I got. Like I feel like not only was like sex trafficking going on there, but maybe, games to the death or something. I don't know. I know it's crazy to like jump to. Maybe that was the inspiration for the show. Maybe not. I don't know. I just got those kinds of vibes from the finale, and that was also kind of with the final reveal of the person who's behind all this is the old man himself, and this old man is participating in the games, and he's sort of comedic relief and also sort of emotional relief in a sense. He does that throughout the show, and then in the finale you find out that he is behind it all, and apparently he's like a money lender or something. So the way I take it is like he gets money from these people and he turns it into, you know, this stadium or this island that is like a stadium that houses these crazy games that happen all the time, you know?
I mean, financially, it really didn't make sense, but
no, it definitely didn't make sense.
Their explanation was, you bet on horses, we bet on humans, right? It's like going to a horse race, but instead you're going to a human
race.
Yeah.
Yeah, a human race. And the only way to really do a human race is, in a way, to do it the way they did, and it's to just make...
red light, green light.
Yeah, just to put games in that people are familiar with, because everybody played games as a kid, and, you know, make the consequences death, you know? It's
So, yeah, let's go back to the beginning. So, when they first showed up to the island, because I had no knowledge of what was going to happen. I really didn't. I didn't know anything about the show. All I knew was, I just saw something on Instagram and it said this is going to be the most watched or most streamed show on Netflix, or it was something like that. And I was like, maybe we should watch it. And then my dad put it on, and so I came in with nothing. And so to see them sort of show up at the games and to see the people in the suits, and it was all this like secretive stuff. I don't know. To me, I was really like, the thing that bugged me from the get-go, like from the beginning, was there was really no explanation of these like workers, right? Like you've got your VIPs, you've got the people in charge that obviously want to stay secret, you've got the foreman, but like all these workers that show up and participate in these games, there's no explanation of why they do it or what's the motive.
That is true. That is the one explanation we really didn't get was, and you're talking about all the dudes in like the pinkish red suits with the triangles and circles and squares on their faces.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That was the one explanation I was waiting for.
And they're all killers, basically.
Yeah, they're all they're all like ruthless mercenary soldiers. I mean, I guess the only way
like they had to kill on demand, basically.
My best guess is they're all ex-military.
Yeah, like prison.
That's all I can
know.
think. I don't know. I mean, with the kind of money that old man had, and he was getting lended to him from all those pervy mask guys.
Sure.
I gotta say, he probably was able to hire, former military criminals. I don't know. I feel like you could get morally questionable characters to tote around guns and be security officers, basically, and if you pay him a hefty penny.
This is true, but even then the job was very
terrible.
Well, it was a terrible job, but it was also really strict. I mean,
exactly.
You are not allowed to show your face. You live in this like dorm room, which we saw with the police officer.
Yeah, it was undercover.
With basically nothing in there, cameras in there. And
it's a shitty time.
They also showed that they were watching each other too.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone was watching the police officer who had snuck in his dorm room, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was the only part that I guess I'm still confused about, and I'm hoping that maybe next season they'll get more into sort of the backstory of the workers and the ranks and how it works. I mean, to me that would be really interesting. Obviously
agree.
The games is super interesting as well, but I don't know.
That
was something that stuck out.
I thought it was going to be something like they're all. I actually just thought of this right now. I can't even lie. It wasn't like something I was thinking throughout the show, but
from the beginning, this is my theory.
They're all zombies who have pretty much been brought back to life after dying in the games.
In the games?
Yes.
Hey, that's a good shout. Or they didn't actually kill them and were like, you already signed your life away, this is what you do, or else you do die.
That's a good one. That's a good one too. They didn't kill him. Yeah, that is, yeah.
Question.
Okay.
Did you foresee the old man being not the guy, but a bigger part of it?
Not until the reveal where he got that he buys the flowers from the woman, and
Right.
the flowers have the note
So
on it.
basically, when they said it, when they announced,
Yeah, basically the announcement of like, oh, he
Right.
reads the
Me
word
either.
from
I
episode
had
6, like the title of
no
episode 6.
idea. So
Oh, I had no
thought they
idea
did a
up
really great
until
job.
up until they slapped you in the face with it and told you like this is what's happening.
Amanda had she was curious about it because there were a couple of signs that she saw. One was when he was like scared, his bunk bed didn't fall over. This was like when they let everyone fight it out during the nighttime and basically kill each other. He is like the only person not involved in the fight, so they've obviously done something to like keep him safe, which is that his bunk bed didn't fall over. And when he starts screaming, they stop it. And she immediately said, like, I wonder why they did that, like right when he started yelling. I was oblivious. I didn't think anything of it.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Then what was the other thing? Then she saw, I'm not sure what happened first.
Yeah.
She saw two more things. She saw one was the ledger of everyone that is participating. When they open that booklet, that notebook, the police officer opens that notebook, the number started at 2. So he, being number 001, was not even in that binder, that
that's
notebook.
That's an eagle eye grab right there. Damn.
I know, she's incredible. And then she also was freaked out because when he was shot, quote unquote, she was like, I think he's alive. They didn't show it on camera. Right after they just showed the other girl that was part of quote unquote the group or the team.
Yeah, the one who was partnered up with the North Korean girl,
right?
Sabiak, yeah.
Right after they just showed her literally get
shot in the head, yeah.
Full view in camera, blood's gushing out, like body falling over. I mean, it's incredibly brutal. But like, why wouldn't they show him if they had just shown that? You know?
Yeah, it's funny. And you know the way they got me with that is that I didn't even think about, they didn't show him. I thought in the moment, I was like, oh, hey, they didn't show the old man getting shot in the head because it's a sweet old man and nobody wants to see a sweet old man get shot in the head.
Exactly.
So we'll just leave that off screen. But yeah, that part about him screaming to stop the fight is really good because that whole fight was sort of it felt kind of improv in terms of like the people who were running the game weren't necessarily planning for it to happen, but it was just kind of like, okay, yeah, we'll let this happen up until the point.
No, they said they were. They said they were.
They said they were planned for it?
Yeah, because they had said that
they gave him less food.
They were trying to cause
less
turmoil.
food to try to. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, I forgot about the whole egg and soda thing. The egg and soda.
Yeah, which actually didn't make sense to me too because they said that, but also those other people had already cut in line. So, was there really less food? Did you get that part?
Oh no, it made sense to me. The people had the bad group had cut in line and got seconds, so that the last 5 people didn't get anything.
I know, but then they said we purposely prepared less meals. Like that's what the guy said.
Yeah.
So
did he use the word less meals? I thought he just meant like see the vibe I got there was like, okay, we purposely only gave him 1 egg and a bottle of soda so that they would get pissed and they'd either fight each other because they're hungry or someone would steal someone else's food and then they'd fight each other. But it wasn't like we're gonna like cut them short, like we're only gonna give 50 servings for 60 people. It was more like we're gonna have this measly little meal so some asshole will steal and then someone ends up with no food and conflict happens. And I thought that was I loved the fact that they had like the lemon lime soda, the Sprite looking bottle, and then they had the hard boiled egg, because there's just something about 2 things that are just so almost everybody has had one or the other or both in their lifetime. And they're very distinct, just Like I could picture and just like feel like the thought of like having to like just put down a hard boiled egg and then wash it down with a Sprite. Like I can literally taste it just thinking about it. And I haven't had a Sprite in 13 years, and I've had a hard boiled egg maybe once. But they're just so specific in what they are. It's like it was just a great little fun little, oh wow, that would suck to eat, Like, damn.
And the I think it was a raw potato, or maybe it was a boiled potato, but they were just going in on it, and I was like, man, I'm feeling that right now, even though I'm not in their situation, but like
that. And speaking of the food, that was another and that was another great scene. Another one that hit me too was like after she got hit, the North Korean girl, after she got hit in the side with the shard glass, and she's sitting there with the two other finalists, and they're all eating the steak before the final game. And I just
that
knew
steak
like
looked so good. By the way,
it looked so good, and I knew like I just loved the way they had her like just barely like chew like.
She was such a great actor, and she really showed out at the end there. I really
she
think
just
she
had that
played
one
perfectly.
bite, and she was looked like she was in such pain chewing it, and I was just like,
and her lips, she looked so dehydrated.
Yeah,
she did great, honestly. I liked the ending too. Like
I did
the way
too.
That those three finalists went about it, and I really enjoyed when I saw the knife was. Okay, see, when I first saw, so they all had their meal, the steak dinner or whatever, right? And with wine, I don't know why they had wine there, but they had wine. And
well, dude,
they all gave them like
wine goes with steak.
It's true. They all put their knife that they had just used like on the table and gave it to them. I was like, damn, it's gonna be a 3-way battle to the death.
That's what I thought it was gonna be too.
Wild,
I thought they were just gonna all just start going at it with the knives. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna leave them in that room, just sort of sitting there, like staring at each other and just waiting for two of them to die, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they did the Squid Game. It really like
it tied it all together.
Full circle.
Yeah.
And, in hindsight, I'm like, how would I not think that this would be the Squid Game?
Yeah. How did I knew it. Like it was another one of those moments where I can't take credit because it was right before they were gonna say the word Squid Game that I was like, oh wait, it's gonna be Squid Game. It was like because something about like seeing the dirt with the drawings on it and stuff, and I immediately thought back to, because that's what I loved about the first episode and how it started with, and I'm pretty sure thinking back to it, was that not the old man narrating and like reminiscing about how much he loved playing games as a kid? And how he just how he loved like being in that game zone, and like how it made
thought it was
time feel like it was forever, or whatever term he used about time. You know what I'm talking about? Because the way he describes it, like in the hospital bed, and how he's like, yeah, I wanted to have the game because I wanted to go back to that feeling of like time, not moving or whatever he said. And it felt kind of like a callback to the opening narration about why he loved Squid Game. And why Squid Game would be the final game in his, sort of games that he runs as an adult. I might not be 100% on that.
I don't know, because I watched the English dub version, so I don't know if something had changed, but I want to say that it was either the main character or the sort of secondary character, the other finalist.
So it was either Ji-hun or Sang-woo.
Yeah. Sang-woo.
Ji-hun was the main guy, and Sang-woo was kind of the best friend who had the glasses, and ended up stabbing the North Korean guy.
I want to say it was one of them, but I could be totally wrong. Yeah. I don't know, but that would be.
I get the vibe. It was the old man.
That would be a big tell if the old man did narrate it.
Yeah. But it was kind of like, it was almost as if it was a different voice in a way. Like you see the old man, like I like to think, like, I don't know, this is weird, but it felt like we were listening to a younger version of the old man's voice.
Yeah, that could have been it.
So it's like we get, and also totally possible is the actor playing the old man, he could have just done two different voices. Like he gets in the ADR studio and he does a younger sounding voice for the opening narration, and then throughout his entire character's run speaking on screen, he makes himself sound like a really old man.
Right.
That could have been, but that was kind of the vibe I got, was sort of, and because the vibe I got was that it's like a dead guy looking back, like he's looking back on his life and thinking about his life in sort of way. That's sort of the vibe I got from the opening narration.
Yeah, no,
And
yeah, you're
that
right.
would kind of go with the idea of I would bet, or it seems like, or movies have taught and TV has taught, that usually when you come back, or you're dead, or your spirit, or whatever the case may be, you are the prime version of yourself. You know, like you don't.
You honestly, yeah. I was thinking about
like
it there for a second, but yes, you're right. It's
you know,
true.
like I think we like all like to think that when we, you know, those who are.
Like if we become a spirit, we're
If we become a spirit, if we go to heaven, or any
jacked
sort of
and
spirituality that anybody believes in anything. I like to think that the general belief and want in spirituality is that, when I am a spirit and when I am eternal or whatever and living forever, I am in my version of, I'm like my 25-year-old self.
I'd be interested to hear what the director or writer would have to say about that. I don't know. Maybe they did do that on purpose.
And also, I think a rewatch of even just literally just the first episode. Like if just the first, like if I put on the first episode, I'm like, okay, this is the old guy. I think I'd be able to get the vibe. So speaking right now, I'm just kind of taking a shot in the dark and saying that's kind of, I mean, it would make sense, right?
It is a good shout. Yeah. I mean, just to attest to how good the show is.
Yeah.
My dad really liked it, and my dad does not watch anything that's not American. I mean. So, really good. I mean, it was honestly phenomenal. Like, I was just, the entire time, I was, like, so interested. I mean, I watched it in a day. I couldn't even wait, you know? But, yeah, how about the...
That's the great thing about, just about anything that is a work of entertainment, TV or movie, that isn't made in the United States, but finds immense popularity in the United States, is...
Yeah.
Go see it. Like, go see that. Like,
if
like, it's just something, like, go do it. Because it's like, if something is in another language and it blows up in the U.S., it is just one sign and one sign only to it being really good. Like, I've never seen any sort of foreign work that hasn't been good, that I haven't, like, if I hear about it through hype, if I hear about it through hype, it's good, always. It's just just like Parasite. Yeah. Parasite is a great example. Like, it won Best Picture. Like, it didn't even win Best Foreign Film at the Oscars. Like, it actually won, like, Best Picture. Like, that movie was so freaking good. Like, I showed it to people who don't like movies. I showed it to people who do like movies. Like, everybody likes it. It's great. You ever hear about, and like, so basically what I'm saying is, if we haven't spoiled, you know, Squid Game enough for you, I'd go watch it, because it's definitely really good.
I mean,
and the way Ryan and I talk about shit, we're so all over the place. I don't think we're really like
we're not explaining
it good enough to where I don't think we'd ruin the total run of the show.
You'd be probably more confused going in than you would just going in blank.
Really, because we're just bouncing everywhere here.
Okay, so let's talk about the old man again. So, first of all, I think he did a great job. I mean, he must be 80 plus. I don't know. I don't want to age him right now, but wow, phenomenal.
Yeah, the actor,
And I guess thoughts on the ending. Like, what is your thoughts? Because, okay, let me set the picture, okay? Basically, what's his name?
Main guy?
Mm-hmm.
Main guy's name is Ji-hun.
Okay, Ji-hun. Basically, he wins the games. He's back on the street. Isn't using the money that he put into a savings account. Mm-hmm. Then he gets the card from the old man, and basically learns that the old man was behind everything. That he started it with his, buddies or whatever. Started the games. And they have this sort of final moment where he's like, I guarantee no one's going to help this homeless man. And they're looking down from the tower, and they're looking at this homeless man.
Cool bit, yeah.
It's like freezing in Seoul or whatever.
Yeah, and this guy's drunk, and he's like probably going to freeze to death if someone doesn't come get him off the street.
And it looks like some guy comes by, or it could be a woman. Somebody comes by and
like looks at him for a few seconds.
It almost looks like they're like patting their coat and stuff like that.
My guess was looking for an ID.
Right. And so they walk away, and then basically right as the clock strikes 12, which was sort of the end of the bet, cops show up with the same person that was sort of patting on the person, and at the same time, the old man passes away.
Dies.
So it's sort of left untold whether or not he actually saw that and sort of realized that he was wrong, or if he just passed away. Whatever. It's up for interpretation. But at that point,
it felt like
the
he was
main
looking
character-
up and wasn't seeing it, and then that's like it felt
Yeah,
like
I don't think he did, but I mean, who knows? Maybe that's what killed him, realizing he was wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm forgetting the Ji-sun main character.
Jihan.
Jihan. So at that point, he tries to get his life together. He goes and gets a crazy haircut, in my opinion.
Well, I was gonna say like I think that's a totally normal hairstyle, popular look in South Korea. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because it kind of reminds me of the K-pop, the BTS sort of style of hair.
Yeah.
It's very.
It was very poppy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like it's bright. It's bright red, and it's got a unique flow to it. So yeah, it didn't surprise. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is a South Korean show. Like that makes sense. Like that's a poppin', like that's a baller hairstyle over there in my opinion. So like
it was a power move.
It was a power move, 100%. Yeah,
power move. So then he gets the haircut. He adopts the boy of the North Korean girl, which is something
brother,
that he promised.
Younger brother.
The brother.
Yeah,
the brother, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And he also goes to the other finalist's mother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To
his childhood friend.
Who he had to. They used to play Squid Game.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
He used to play Squid Game.
Basically saying, hey, I'm going on a business trip. Can you take care of this boy I adopted? And here's his suitcase. The suitcase is filled with a bunch of cash, and she freaks out. And then he's going to leave to L.A. He's on the phone with his daughter, and he's telling his daughter about, I'm going to get you this. We're going to have so much fun. I'll call you when I land, basically. Or actually, as he's on the phone with his daughter, he sees the exact same person that had recruited him playing the Squid Game.
Playing the same game with this guy on the subway.
Playing the same game, getting slapped like he was.
Mm-hmm.
And
he tries
then
to chase
him
down.
Runs all the way over to the other side of the terminal. And as he's getting up to him, the guy's waving him by in the train, goes away. Then he's literally walking into the plane. Sorry, this is a longer story than I was expecting, but he's literally walking into the plane and
you
calls
leave out
the number that he got.
Hold on, you leave out the part where he loses the guy who plays the game who recruited him.
Right.
So he loses the recruiter on the train, and then he turns around and he sees the guy who's just getting slapped a bunch, like he did back when he was recruited.
At him.
And he runs up, basically scares the shit out of him, steals the card that he got from the recruiter, and then calls the phone number right as he's about to board the plane.
Right.
It decides to turn around.
He calls the number, and he's basically like,
what
I love about it is they're like, state your name and birthday. Would you like to play?
Yeah.
And he goes, or it's like, if you'd like to play the game, state your name and birthday. And he says that, and then he's like, basically, I know what you're doing. Like, you've got to stop this. What's going on? And then the foreman comes on, basically tells him that he knows exactly what he's doing. He's like, just get on the plane. It's for your own good. And at that point, he hangs up and turns around, implying that there's going to be a season 2, and it's probably going to be, in my opinion, because of this ending, him and the police officer who was shot in the shoulder, but not confirmed dead, are going to team up and try and take it down. But I don't know.
What are your
thoughts?
That would be cool. That would be very cool, because in a way it looked like the cop who got shot in the shoulder got shot in the same spot that he shot I'm pretty sure his brother in. Was it? I was kind of like not following that storyline really.
His brother just stood right there.
Yeah, and his brother just stood there and took it. So it's just like, okay, is this supposed to be the same injury that sort of one of them is falling away to like escape or something? But yeah, no, I mean, either way, whether or not the cop is alive who fell off the cliff and got shot, I think that
he has to be alive.
I think that Ji-hun with his new baller haircut, I think he's going to go after this whole organization of death games for rich people's entertainment. He's going to go after this and shut it down. And also, I was really impressed with the whole oh, let me give you this suitcase of money along with the brother of, the person who I tried to save and watch die in the games. And then, it's your son's half of his money. So he's pretty much repaying. He's paying off both the debts of the second and third place contestants with just one move, in a way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because he's giving the brother a home, and he's giving the person who owns that home an immense amount of money to raise said brother. So it's sort of just like, paying off both debts at once. So he's got that covered. So now he can, go and take down the bad guys. And also the thing I loved about that whole, I'm going to take down the bad guys season 2 tease was that it was almost I am mentally unstable and I'm going to go back in the games because I can't live without them, and it's all I know now. Because that's kind of like...
I was getting that, too.
I was almost like... I didn't know which way we were going. When he called the number, I didn't know if he was going to be like, I can't do normal life. Like, I have to just play these games until I die. So I actually more thought it was that. I was kind of more leaning towards, okay,
Me too.
Exactly. So
that's what I thought when the initial call was like, I was like, is he... And then he states his name and his birthday, and then there's a long pause. I was like, oh, my God. Like
this is happening.
This is it.
Yeah. But that's what was really good also about the guy on the other end of the line, the creepy guy, the creepy voice being like, oh, just get on the plane. It's like, whoa, he knows what he's doing. It's like, I kind of like that. It's just a subtle like, oh, he's kind of all-seeing. But, yeah, no, I really like that.
He's God.
Yeah, I like that season 2 tease because I didn't see it coming up until, boom, right there.
Yeah. But I guess it makes me more excited for season 2 because they sort of give a teaser into more so the power of this organization. Like I really think that it's going to be much more than just the Squid Game in the future. I do, because if they've got tabs on everyone that has ever won the game, I mean, I guess that can't be that many people. It just shows that they're a little more powerful than you think, Like keeping track of everyone on the island is one thing, but then you've got connects outside the island watching these people, somehow tracking their locations. I mean, and untold amount of money, obviously, because you're making every winner rich. So,
what was your favorite game that they did?
Good point. I mean, I really liked Red Light, Green Light. I really did.
I did too. I was a big fan of that. I love the simplicity of it, and I loved.
Yeah.
I also love that it's like the first game has the advantage of being the most enjoyable in a show like that, because it's that first game where the contestants are the most in over their heads in the sense of where they don't know what the stakes are yet.
Right.
So it's like you kind of know the stakes are higher than they think they are. So it's sort of fun to watch them go through that realization in the first game, and kind of that it's more terrifying in the sense. I think I agree with you there. I think that was probably the most entertaining game. That and maybe the tug of war one.
Tug of war was cool.
And I think the game that I would want to let's see if I had to play one of them. Let's try to think of which one I'd want.
I would do Red Light, Green Light.
Yeah, I definitely do. Definitely. I mean, if I was doing the stakes, like if we're talking stakes of what they were doing, the same stakes, I'm doing Red Light, Green Light. If we're just talking like, let's just play a fun game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'd
want to do that jumping on the plexiglass versus glass one.
Yes, that would be fun, dude.
Somehow it's like foam versus like, I don't know, concrete.
Yeah. You can't tell. Like,
that you land on a trampoline.
Yes, that would totally be fun,
down.
Dude. That'd be awesome. Also, the one with the candy looked kind of interesting, just because I want to know what that tastes like. I'm curious.
People have been recreating that.
Yeah,
on
of course. I've gone
social media.
Of course,
I saw one the other day because
why wouldn't they, dude?
Big ordeal. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything was down under the Facebook umbrella.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
There was this meme that was going around where Twitter was like the only honeycomb that was perfectly cut, and everything else had like cracks in it.
Nice.
Yeah, clever, huh?
That was a really good reveal. In terms of like, oh, like pick your shape, and it's like kind of like, okay, pick my shape, what? And then it's like finding out like, oh shoot, I gotta break this out of this form, like that is tough. And then the triangle being so easy. But I gotta say, like, I think the best episode game, I think the best episode, well, one of my favorite episodes was episode 6, and that was the marbles episode, where the old man is, in a way pretending to have dementia, just to teach Ji-hun a lesson. And then and then you have Sang Woo, tricking his partner and being like, oh, we can both get out of this.
Totally.
And then feeling like, and then you feel bad for his partner, because it's like he gets tricked and he gives all his trust to Sang Woo, but then at the same time you're like, how could you fall for something that you should have known is impossible?
I mean, he deserved that. That's
like,
what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like if your partner, who has one marble left and is about to lose the game, tells you, hey, I think there's a way we can both get out of this alive. Like, don't trust him, man. Like, come on.
Yeah. That was a super long episode. That was like an hour-long episode.
Yeah, that was one of the longer ones. That was a good one. I mean, that one got the most tears from me.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I'm looking back on it, and I'm wondering why the old man would sort of bow out at that point. And I guess the next, he probably knew what games they were gonna play.
Yeah.
And the next game was the glass.
Yeah.
Jumping from glass to glass. So he probably couldn't have done that anyway.
He couldn't really fake that one.
Right, exactly. So probably the plan at first was just make it to this round, and then that's it. Like, I'm bowing out no matter what. And he thought, oh, this guy was actually pretty cool. Let me teach him a lesson going out.
Yeah, and I think the big thing was the fact that he got partnered up with. I think that was that was kind of a changing point in his perspective of, like, Ji-hun at the end of the show is questioning, like, why me, like why'd you want to help me win and stuff. And I think it was really anchored strongly in the fact that when they were pairing up for the marbles game, which I also thought was a nice reveal too, in that all the characters are like, oh, we're getting in teams of 2, and I'm about to try to, win with this person. And then you find out, oh, no, I'm competing against this person, and one of us is going to die. I think that the old man was very appreciative of the fact that he wasn't like the guy who wasn't picked for a team, He's like, oh, wow, this guy wants me to keep playing.
On another perspective, though, what if his plan was to not be picked? Because
he knew that one of the people had to die.
Either way, he has an explanation for why he's not there or he is there. Because if he is there, oh, you guys didn't pick me, I get a free ride. If he's not there, what happened was what everyone was assuming, which was the person not picked was going to die.
Exactly.
So,
and you know what? I just thought of an answer to that. I think that's why he was doing the whole dementia act.
Yeah.
Because he was dragging out the clock as long as he could, so that way he would be one of the last bodies to get shot,
And he was the last body.
And he was the last body to get shot.
The North Korean girl won, and her partner got shot, and then they pan over to him.
Ji-hun had seconds left, and he had to get the last marble.
Right.
And he was like, oh, he agreed to bet them all, and it was, so
because they pan up after they get the close-up on Ji-hun's face where he's, like, crying and shaking. They pan up, and he's the only one walking back to
exactly.
The exit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was
what a great show.
Yeah.
Film, man, you can be so creative.
Oh,
it's just so amazing. Like, you analyze this, and you don't even realize what you're watching.
Yeah.
And then with something like a show like this, and you get that reveal right at the end, you're just like so mind blown. You're like, how could I not see it? And then you think back, and you're watching it with a group of people, and everyone sort of notices their own thing, but you didn't add those things together, and you're like, oh my God, so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a purposeful trick that they're playing on you.
That's why movies and TV can be extremely rewatchable.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
there's almost always stuff that you don't notice on first, second, third, fourth viewing.
Yeah, it reminds me of what was that? Get Out. Get Out.
Yeah,
This
Get Out's a
is
good example. Get Out's a very good
one
example.
of those films that you get to. I mean, Get Out is revealed not really at the end, but it's like
throughout the movie.
Mid-late movie.
Yeah.
You get the reveal of what's going on, and then a lot of people that you talk to are like, "Oh, you didn't notice this, you didn't notice that, you didn't notice that," and it's the rewatch is almost necessary, you know.
It is. It definitely is. Yeah. Any
To
movie with
appreciate.
a good twist, a good
Right.
twist or a good reveal, is almost always a good rewatch, because
Right.
more likely than not, if it's a good twist / reveal, that means that it's been hinted at throughout the entire movie up until the final reveal, and you probably haven't noticed every hint. Which is why the rewatch is fun. Yeah, The Prestige by Christopher Nolan is another good movie to do that with.
Yeah, so, all right. We're on like 51 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
Season 2, where does it go from here? Okay, my prediction is, team up between the main character and the police officer trying to take it down. But I don't know what's going to happen because now they don't have a quote-unquote leader, right? The old man died. So is it the front man running the show? Why is the front man running the show now? Like, those details.
Those are the questions that's season 2. You're literally saying it right now. That's it.
Right, exactly. Do you have any other questions for season 2? One is we talked about earlier, which was the workers, I guess you could call them, and the different ranks and
oh yeah,
why,
we gotta
what, who, where. I mean,
that's
there's no
why
details
I
on them
think
at all.
we got in season 1 we got top and we got bottom. Okay, top was the old man wanting to play games. Bottom was a group of people in debt playing games to the death. And now I think season 2 is going to be the middle, which is
start filling in the cracks.
Where is this island that has this built-in stadium? Who are these workers? Who are these old creepy white dudes with animal masks?
Yeah.
Who is this dude with this really cool black diamond mask that is from the G.I. Joe movies? It's just like a lot of questions. Season 2 is going to be bigger and badder, I can tell, because the bread is necessary. The bottom and top bun are always necessary. But
what's great about
it's all about the meat, the inside.
What's great about season 2 is you can still have the games going on.
Yeah,
like,
you
that's
can.
The thing,
yeah,
is
you can be learning about the meat while watching the bun happen, basically.
Exactly. It's like you're watching the meat being made as you're eating the bun.
Yep.
Which is really out of order, I guess.
It's out of order.
It's a weird analogy.
But you're going to get to eat the meat after, so it's all good.
All right, should we close this out?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right.
91, episode title, Squid Game. Review, thoughts, spoilers. Easy, book it.
All the
done.
above. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you guys listening.
Oh, yeah.
Please like, comment, subscribe, give us suggestions, and reach out to us if you want to come on.
We love you. Thank you for listening. Peace out. Cheers, Ryan.
Peace out. Cheers, brother.